Hello, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Um, I hope you're all doing well and that you're not too concerned about Christmas coming up and being frazzled. I started a project today and I was not going to film it, but I decided that I would. So I really hope that you'll take some time with me and see what I'm going to make. I'll actually show you what I'm going to make, and then I'm going to make it with you. I've already done all the prep work, so I'm hoping and praying it doesn't take too long. Okay, there's a little backstory before we get started. For those of you who are new, my daughter, first of all, my name is Cheryl, and I hope you're all well. 2 years ago, December 1st, my daughter Lindsay was in a very, very serious accident at work. There was an explosion and she was burned over 67% of her body and was not supposed to live. The 4 others that were in the building with her, her co-workers, did not make it. She was the only survivor. And she still struggles today, but she's doing much better. For those of you who do know Lindsay and have been praying for her, I can't thank you enough. Your prayers have not gone unanswered. I won't say it has been an easy 2 years, because it hasn't. Not for her, not for me, not for our family. But, you know, she is with us, and she's doing better. She really is. So we weren't able to visit her for the first week because any little teeny tiny infection would have killed her. So Christmas morning, they kept extending our visit. Christmas Eve. Christmas morning, we were able to see her for 10 minutes. So Christmas Eve, I made this for her. Well, for me. I don't know why. I just did. So I love making tins. I love making little journals in tins. And let me just grab one. Here's one that I made a long time ago. It's just, this one is a mint can. And there's a little journal inside. I won't pull it out. You know, it just pulls out like this, and there's a little journal inside. And I've made dozens and dozens of these. But for this one, I did it different. I'll show you. So it's the same tin. It's a mint tin, but we're not going to use a mint tin today. We're going to use a tin that you can get on Amazon, because a lot of you might not have mint tins like sucrettes, or, I mean, I actually have sucrette tins, for those of you who know or remember what sucrettes are. So this is a mint tin, but so it's collaged on the top. It's collaged all the way around. I did use glitter glass. It is starting to like turn, which is so nice. I really love that look. It kind of, if you can notice, it's starting to age and get kind of, I don't know, like a greeny color is in the glass. I keep it up on my shelf right in front of me in my craft room. And then you open it up, and instead of a journal, I have Star of Faith here. And then I have one of my holy medals here. And then I sized down all of these holy cards so that they would match on both sides. So, and they would fit in the tin. So there's that one. And I don't remember whose holy cards these are. They could be anybody's. And then this is just a dove. I'm pretty sure this one is ruby and pearl. But like I said, it's been 2 years, so. But see how the glitter glass is starting to age. It's starting to get that brassy green look, which is really nice. And so you just kind of pull them out like this. Oh, I don't know what happened there. It's okay. This has been opened and closed so many times. So anyway, it just kind of, opens, and you have little holy cards on each side. It's nothing special. It's just kind of something to have and to hold. And there's that. Now, this I just printed with all of them on it. And this, I got everything off of, well, that could be Ruby and Pearl as well. But some of the holy cards I got from Graphic Fairies, and I know that came from Graphic Fairies. So I remembered that I had purchased a kit called the Golden Prayer from Sam Poole, and then it just kind of folds in. This is just sari silk. It's really simple, and it's just such a nice little gift for somebody. So I remembered that Sam Poole, here's another one. I don't know if I'm too low, but look at the green is starting to come out in the glass because it's aging, and I like that. And then there's the other one, the Blessed Mother. But like I said, I had to size each one down small enough so it would fit in the tin. I had purchased a kit by Sam Poole the day she put it out. It's called Golden Prayer, and she has made it so easy. And I'll show you. Hold on one second. Let me just get this in. This goes this way. It kind of just like folds in and out, in and out, in and out. So you've got all your little prayer cards. And then at the end, I have one of my holy medals. And if you don't have any holy medals, and you don't have to use holy cards, you could use anything. If you don't have any holy medals, I'll show you what else you can use. I have a ton of them because I go to St. Vincent de Paul all the time, and they have a slew. So, and I've also had people send me some. I actually had a viewer send me some from Malta recently, which was amazing. And then this is just a little holy medal that just tucks in there to kind of start the pull out. And you can glue this at the bottom so it doesn't all come out, but I never have. Because I kind of like to take them out and look at them and what have you. So that's the backstory, and that's why I made it. And we're going to make one on camera, and it's very simple, I promise. So try and stay with me. So, and I really am a little bit shaky today because I have a friend of 50 years. We met in science class, a freshman year of college, and we were assigned to each other to do a project, and we became instant friends. And as the years went on, we became sisters. She was pregnant 3 times the same time I was pregnant 3 times. We finish each other's sentences. She's in the hospital at Mass General in Boston. And this is a picture of her right here. This was taken a while ago. She actually has a winter home here, 8 miles from us, but hasn't been able to come due to health issues. And they're unable to do open heart surgery right now to save her life. So she loved this when she saw it. So I'm going to make her one and send it up to her daughter. And then her daughter will, bring it to the hospital. We're praying that the surgeons, she was supposed to have surgery on Friday morning, but they canceled it because she's got a lot of complications. And they're supposed to move forward tomorrow morning with, a different procedures to help her survive. So anyway, that's the backstory. Sam Poole, this is her Golden Prayer Kit. This is just 1 page. Has made it so simple. All you have to do is print this out, and I've printed it out on a very lightweight, oh my gosh, what's it called? Photo mat paper, okay? You need 2, so you print 2, and then once you do, you just cut them all out, okay? And then once you've got them cut out, just, you know, go around with your ink and ink them. I saved this one before. I didn't do any glitter glass to it or anything yet because I wanted to show you what I did. Okay. Everything else is ready. So what I like to do when I do any kind of aging or what have you, because I don't want the holy cards to look pristine, if you will. You know, I want them to look like they're aged. Sam does a really good job of aging, as you can see in here and then here. And I believe these are her holy cards, and she has scanned them. She does a fantastic job. I do scanning, and they're all over the place. I can't do it. So I'll show you. Here's the one I've already done, and here's this one. I did start to ink it, but I did want to show you real quick a little trick I've learned by mistake, actually, is I like to use the gold ink. This ink is from Delicata, Golden Glitz, but it's not real gold, if you will. It's like a yellow. You know, it's more like an aged look, if you can see that. So what I do is I take my brush. I really need to get a new one. I use it all the time. This or gathered twigs, and because I don't like to have a lot of inking, but definitely some, because, you know, in some things you do need some dimension or aging, and I wanted these to look real. So, because my holy cards, I mean, I'd be here all day trying to match up, you know, sizes and things. So I just kind of went around the edge. This has already been done around the edge. Then what I do is, let me try and get a lot of ink on this brush. This is so, I'm going to order another one today because I've been really needing another one. So then I'll take and make sure there's not too much on there. Let me get another, do I have another brush right here? My gold brush probably is saying, you know what, I've had enough. Wash me. And I do wash my brushes with hand sanitizer, and it cleans them right up. And then I wash them in soapy water, but I haven't really. There we go. So now I'm going to start going very lightly where Sam, you know, has aged the photo already, and kind of bring it forward. This also has a lot of lace in it, so I want to bring forward that lace by just gently taking my brush without a lot of ink on it. And my hand's not real heavy. I'm just doing it very lightly. And it brings forward all of the layering that the artist, the digital artist, has done. So I do this to almost all of my digitals now, especially like if they're cabinet cards or things like that, because it does give them that really nice, you know, effect. And now, as you can see the lace a lot better. Well, maybe you can't in the camera, but, and I'm just going to go over her a little bit more. And back here, because there is a tree, I'm seeing it, and there is a cross. She's kneeling at an altar. As I'm inking, I'm seeing these things coming forward. Sam, if you're watching, I'm sorry if I'm ruining your cards. So, and you want to make sure the backs for this project are inked really well. You know, the edges, because we're going to be gluing these together. There is no ink left on that ink pad. And it's a, it is a permanent ink. But see, it doesn't really give it a real dark color. It kind of just ages it a little bit. And it's not gold, really. It's just like more of a yellow. So that's that. That's how I did that. And then for glitter glass, I'm sure you all know how to do this by now, especially if you watch my channel, but just kind of, I don't do a lot. I just go like this around the edges and I tap it because I don't want it completely covered. I just want it here and there. And you don't have to, you don't have to use glitter glass. You don't even have to ink them. You don't have to do anything. This is just how I do it. You could even go around the card with like some gilding wax. That would look really pretty. I didn't even think of that, but here's my glitter glass. I always mix my glitter glass, silver and gold. And then I just take it, and I do use art glitter glue because that's what it was made for. Now it's the only time I actually use glitter glue. I've switched to the Barely Arts, and I do like it a lot. And then I just sprinkle it on the glue, and it will dry pretty quickly because I did all my cards in like 15 minutes with the glass glitter. And then just tap it, and you've got your card and your glitter glass is all done. And then you can put that aside. And I'll put these two together. This is already dry. And my pen. I do that all the time. What did I do? Oh. Okay, so now we're going to collage this little tin. And it's really simple. So take your tin. Now I print on newsprint when I print my documents. I don't know whose these are, but you can find them on, Sam has them, Sam Pool has them. But I print up a lot on newsprint and keep them so that if I have a project going or I want to do a collage or whatever, I've got them already printed. I do not know whose these are. They could be Raindrop Lila, they could be Sam Pool, they could be anybody's. And I always try to pick, like if I'm going to do a collage like the one I showed you, if you'll notice I did a really small font. So that's why I chose these, because it's, it's a nice small font to use when you're, it just looks better to me if you use a smaller font. Okay? All right, so here's my tin. The other thing you're going to need is, so Sam has made it real simple. All of these fit in this tin. This whole sheet, every single one of them fit in this tin. All you have to do is cut them out and do whatever you want with them. Leave them alone or do whatever. So now what I'm going to do is I like to use glue stick when I do my collaging, and then I'll go over it with, when I use, like when I decoupage, like with napkin and things like that, I use a glue stick. I have never used Mod Podge, so I can't tell you whether it will work with the newsprint or not. I am going to cover it with the Mod Podge when I'm done, but to get it on here, I'm going to use glue stick. That's what I always do. So, and this is just Scotch Permanent Glue Stick. Scotch, 3M. And this is my go-to. So I'm just going to put some glue here, like this, and get it on there really good. And once, like I said, once you have it on there, and don't worry about, making sure that everything matches up, because you're not going to notice it. We're going to put a topper on this, and I'll show you. So I'm going around the edges with my glue stick. I just don't have good luck with Mod Podge or matte medium. And I do use matte medium more than I do use Mod Podge. I've actually just started using Mod Podge again because it never used to dry for me here in Florida. But it's winter and it's nice and dry, so I started using it again. So just make sure you've got that all covered good before you put, and like I said, this is printed on newsprint. If you don't have newsprint, definitely purchase some, because you get like 500 sheets for nothing on Amazon, like $5. And it really makes your documents look fabulous. You know, they look so real. So I want some real little pieces. And I'm just going to start laying it down wherever I think I want to put it. And then I'll just cut around or tear what I don't need after I get that down. So I'm going to close this up. Just close it up, and then take your fingers and just press it all around until you have it on there, like that. And like I said, don't worry about, you know, mashing up or anything. You're not going to notice that at all. And like I said, the smaller the print, I think for the little tin, the better. And the tins aren't very expensive at all. I buy them. I keep so many things in these tins. I really do love these. And I love working with them. I love making things with them. And people really do enjoy them. You know, when I give them as gifts or whatever. I made a lot of these last Christmas. Not these, but little journals. Oh my goodness. Not again. That wasn't a good idea. Because it does take time. You know, making a small journal takes just as much time as making a large journal. You know, there are pockets and ephemera, and, you know, you have to cut everything just right. And so I'm getting that on real good, like that. See? So it's just like, I guess, you know, anything else. Putting down a napkin or whatever. So if you don't have newsprint, use your lightest weight copy paper or scribble pad that you can get at the Dollar Tree, children's scribble pad. That looks good. So now what I'm going to do is just carefully open this back up, and I'm going to tear it towards the inside. Oh, I forgot my fingernail file. It's all right. It's all right. I won't need it. So I'm kind of tearing this on the inside. And I pulled out enough sheets just in case I didn't have enough to patch. You know, in case I didn't have enough for... I probably do have enough to do the whole tin, but sometimes it's just easier. And this paper is so inexpensive. So just kind of go around it. Don't be real careful or particular about it, because you want it to kind of have that aged look. Go in there with your fingernail, and we'll take care of that in a minute. And just keep pressing it around. That's why you want to get a lot of the glue stick on there. And then just keep tearing like that. And that's it. You've got your top done. Now we'll do the bottom. And I've already cut out the piece on the inside for the insides and the top. And I'll show you how to do that. It's really easy. But I did it ahead of time just so that I wouldn't take up all your time. And like I said, I'm trying really hard to be positive today. And that's actually why I turned on the camera, because I do much better if I do a video. And my channel is just not doing very well. So if you happen to be watching this video, if you could give it a like or leave me a comment, I would so appreciate it. I haven't been on very much. This has been a trying year for us, and it just seemed like one thing after another. So I just took a break from social media and filming and what have you, and it kind of really, you don't realize, you know, YouTube doesn't know that you've got issues, so they don't, their algorithm doesn't push your channel unless they see that you've got you know, a lot of views. So, and I do appreciate it. I really do. So that's it. Just kind of push it in there. And don't worry if, you know, we're going to put some matte medium over this, so it will stay. And we can, you know, fix any corners or anything that might need it. I don't want it to be perfect, if that makes sense. And usually what I'll do is take a fingernail file to that, but I forgot. I don't think I have one right here. Oh, yes I do. Come here. Oh no, that's not a fingernail file. You always forget something. Anyway, that's fine. I'll just keep rubbing it with my thumb. It's easier if you kind of go with it, you know, with a fingernail file, but it's fine. So now we'll collage the other side, and I'll use a different piece of paper rather than piecing it. And like I said, I'm going to use one of my smallest prints, and actually I don't want to use this one because I double-sided it, so it's a good one. This one is not double-sided, so I'll go with that. I'm going to lift this up a little bit and stick some little bit of glue under there so I can make sure that that's down good, which, like I said, it doesn't matter because we're going to be decoupaging it, and that will take care of any parts that aren't stuck down real good. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing to this side. So I'm going to take my glue stick and close it again. And you do want to close it because you want to be able to open it and close it. Now my other tin is gold around the inside edge because that's what color the tin was. If you do want it gold, you can use, I have used before, if I've wanted it gold, I've used, I'll think of it, gilding wax. But it's messy. It really is very messy. So, or you could spray paint it, but just make sure it's closed when you do, because then it's harder to get it open if you paint it. I have painted mine before with chalk paint, and that looks really good. As a matter of fact, the one I showed you was painted with chalk paint because it was, I could see through the newsprint, even though I sanded down as much as I could the red that was on that tin, the top of the tin. So I did have to use some chalk paint on it, just on the top. So I'm getting as much glue on there as I can, but I did close it because I don't want to get any paper up in there. I hope I'm in frame. And I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to, I really want an edge on that. Hold on one second and let me do something here. See, I want writing, so I'm going to tear this so I'm guaranteed to get that writing on. I'm going to start at the back here, or maybe the front. I don't remember. I don't know what's the front or the back right now. I'm kind of pushing that up underneath the lid, but not too much. I'm going around my tin like so. And don't worry if it doesn't go all the way around. Probably won't. We can fix that. I'm going to do this. I should have torn that top off. I'm just going to go to here with it and then take this off. And now I'm going to kind of push this down in and flatten it like this. And then I'll get those edges in a moment. And I'll fix that. I shouldn't have thrown that small piece away. I'll grab it. So now I'm just gonna, you could let this dry for a few minutes. Let me just let that dry for a second before I start tearing so I don't tear it all off. Just make sure you go around your edges really good. You know, these edges, like this. I'm probably making this look a lot harder than it is. Now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to actually start cutting because I can see that that's a little bulky. And I'll get rid of some of this bulk, if you will. I'm going to take this off and just, I'm going to fill that in because, well, maybe I won't have to. No, I won't have to. I shouldn't have cut it so short, but I can fill it in. Just keep pushing it. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but it will. And you want it to have that kind of aged, like you found it someplace, you know, a long time ago. I'm going to put some more glue under there because I kind of doubled up on that, but that's okay because it's just the newsprint. See? And just keep pressing it down. Mod Podge is going to take care of a lot of that. See? And I'll come up here on this edge and push this up. I don't know if you've ever seen anybody collage a tin before, but I do. And take that off because it goes right underneath. So let me just take that off. There we go. And press it down or up. How does it want to go? It wants to go like that. And take that off as well. There. It's getting there. Let me just get a little bit more glue under there. And you might have to do this, you know, a little bit. But it is much easier to work with doing it with a glue stick than it is with Mod Podge. Or, you know, matte medium. It goes on a lot easier and you can play with it. Your hands aren't all goopy. Just want to get that corner right. There. And now, I know I do have a couple of places I have to fill in, but I'm almost done already. How long has it been? Well, I did chat too much at the beginning, but I promise I'm almost done. to do the rest of it is just a piece of cake. There. Trying to make my videos shorter. I think that might be a problem too. I do chat. Okay, now I'm just going to take my glue stick, put a little bit there and a little bit here, just because I want to take some paper and fill that in. So just take any piece, because it really doesn't matter, because, you know, it's just collaged. Just make sure you get the text on it, on that glue. Did I glue that? Or did I glue it? Oh, it's right there. So yeah, just make sure you get text there. And then let it dry before you tear it off. You know, just for a minute till the glue dries. Push it down and push it under that lip. A masterboard. I'm just gonna take this and stick that up underneath there with my fingernail, or you could use anything, you know, your tweezers or anything. And I'm gonna let that dry until before I tear it off. Oh, no. There just wasn't enough text there. There's no glue there. So I'm just making sure kind of like most of the metal is covered. You don't have to make sure it's all covered. But I'm just gonna kind of stick this in there. And that's pretty much it. So I'll just wait for that to dry. And while it's drying, those little pieces are drying, I'll show you the next step, because that is the next step. So I'm just gonna let this dry. That come out there. Okay, there. So now you have, which way does it open? Opens this way. Yes, no, I forget. There we go. See, you have a nice clean edge that way by closing it when you do it. And like I said, if you want, you can either take a gold acrylic pen or paint or whatever if you want that gold. I don't mind it being, you know, the metal color at all. But you can, you know, certainly use this. You could use one of these and go around the edge if you so choose. But I'm not going to, because I don't think it looks bad at all. And I can show you other tins where I've come over the edge and not painted it or anything, just left it the silver. Okay, let that dry, and I'll show you what we're gonna do next, because it's really simple. So you want to take lace, string, sari, whatever you have. I'm using sari because that's what I have. And it's less bulky than the lace. Lace would be really pretty, but it's less bulky. Just gonna put a little piece right here and let that dry too while we're doing the next step. And you could always like move ahead if you want. I'm so sorry. Trying not to take too long. I'm just sticking this up in there because there was a little space there. So fill in and then set it aside while you do your next step and let that dry. Because if you go and try and tear it off now, you're just going to tear it right back off again. Your little pieces that you filled in with. But see, when you, like I said, when you close it to do your collaging, then you have a nice clean edge. all the way around. All right, I'm going to put this aside and let it dry, and I'm going to show you the next step. Let me get rid of these. And my scissors. And my ruler. So I did only use 2 of the smaller pieces of the newsprint. And I think I did the last time as well. I don't remember. Okay. So then, my sari. I don't know why I'm so nervous. It's like I've never done this before. So I buy my sari this color. It's like an off-white because I dye my own. So I'm just trying to find which one is thinner. Some of it, you know how sari is, some's thin, some's wide. So I get it in a big, you know, kind of the same way you get sari silk, but I undo the whole thing. I roll it all up. I press it, and then I dye my own. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a knot. I'm going to take it and I'm going to knot it right here because this is going to be the beginning. And then you're going to pick whatever ones you want and you're going to put them back to back. So whatever is going to be your top one is going to go here. And don't worry about that part, like you know how sari is. So I'm going to hold this to the left. And I'm going to choose which is going to be my top and which is going to be my bottom. So I guess I really love her. I love them all. This is the hardest part, is choosing what you want, you know. And I might not even do all of them. You know, they might not all fit. So let me just take a look and see what I did for the top of this one. I think I did a small one. I did. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. So that one and this one. So I'm going to take some glue and I'll use my Fab Shack. And I'm just going to simply take it like this. I'm going to run it across here like this. I'm going to place this on that glue that I just put there. And don't worry if like they're, you know, make sure the cards are even, but don't worry if, I didn't leave that really long, very long, but. Oh, I think it's long enough. Let me just pull it out a little bit more. There, that's enough. Make sure you leave enough tail to put your metal on or whatever you're going to use. And if you don't have any, I'll show you at the end what you can use. So now I just want to make sure that I put some glue on here and make sure that they match up. You know, the top and the bottom. And make sure it's not upside down. So now I'm just going to place that there, kind of slide it around a little bit to make sure it's both sides are matching. And that's it. So there's your first one. Then you just choose your next one and go, I don't know, I'll tell you, about 1, 2, maybe 3 inches for the next one, depending on how big or small it is. I love her. So I'm going to go probably, this is how I do it, or how I did it. So I do that. So that's a good, you know, good place right there, because I'm my in frame, because I can place that right over on top of her there. If I go any closer, it will be too tight. Like it'd be too tight there. So I'm just going to put a little glue there, some glue on here. I'm actually going to do the whole thing because now I can take this, and like I said, don't worry if it's like perfectly even with this one or whatever. It's still going to go in the tin good. And take the back of this one. Just make sure that they're right side up. And take this one, fold it over, and press that one down. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do all of them. I just made sure I had all of them done just in case. I probably won't. And like I said, this is on a very lightweight, well, I don't know what pound it is, but it's matte photo paper. But you can use paper. You don't, you know, it doesn't matter. I just like the matte photo paper because it really does a good job with the image. So there's my next one. So I know that one's going to go on that one. And then, oh my gosh, I love them all. I think I'll do, for the next one, I'll do a smaller one, but a different color. I'll do this one. So see, I'm not doing the same backgrounds, if you will. So I know that that's going to go there. Now I need to, I'm going to move this down here, in frame, and I'm going to place this there. I know that's a good place. And that's it. And you just keep doing that until you have enough, you know, as many holy cards as you want on there. Put that on there. And take my back. And some of your glitter glass will come off in your hands a little bit. I literally did all the glitter glass before I turned on the camera, so it's going to come off a little bit right now, but it won't. It'll stop. If you wait, you know, like an hour or something after you do the glitter glass, you won't have any glitter glass come off. So now I'm going to place this one here and make sure that they both line up. And if they don't get real concerned about it because you've got them inked, and you can always go back and trim if they don't line up perfectly, but they should. They're the same size if you've got the same holy card on both sides, which I do. So, and that's the other good thing about using the Fabri-Tac or, you know, a wet glue, because you've got time to slide it. Whereas if I use the glitter glue, forget it. So there's that one. And again, that looks like needs to go over here a little bit more. And you can always take care of this at the end with some more glitter glass or more inking if it doesn't match up perfectly, but it's fine. It did. So I've got now, this one's going to go there. This one's going to go there. And what I'll do is, I don't want to keep you all day. I just want to know which one I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to do her. So I need to know where this one's going to go. I'm going to go on top here. So just keep doing that. All right, and we'll go on to the next step because I can finish this. You know, I don't have to do them all on camera. Whoops. I think it goes about here. Flip it over, make sure it's the right side up. And just glue it. To the back. I'm going to start doing this. Make sure you don't twist your, sorry. or your ribbon or whatever you're going to use. String. You can use anything. I just like this because it's not bulky. And it's going to go in the tin good. Okay. So that's all I'll do for now. And then I'll go back and finish. You know, I'll put as many on as I'm going to. So now what you do is you just fold it up. So this is going to go on top of here. This is going to go on top of here. This is going to go on top of here and on. Okay. So now let's get our box. And I'll put pictures on social media and at the end as well. So now we're going to get our box back and I'm going to show you how to finish that off and we'll be done. I'm not going to cut my sari yet because I don't know, like I said, how many I'm going to put on. So this is the image. This is one of the images and that's on newsprint. Let me just get whatever glass glitter fell off. Not that I'm not going to use it again because I am. I should have put some paper down, but I wasn't thinking. And there was a trash right next to me. So this is one of the background images in the kit. I don't know which page. And all you do is you take your tin, you put it on top of whatever part you want. You put your tin down on the paper. You draw a circle with your pencil and then you cut it out. Here's our tin. It should be ready to go. Oh, see, that glue's nice and dry. And just press it down. Take that piece off. Hold that with your thumb where you glued that in because it was a tiny little piece. And then, again, just tear it right along there. And hold where you glued it. And press it down. And then, same thing over here. And just press it down. Okay? So, the next step I'm going to do is, I took my tin. I put it down like this. I traced around what I wanted. And this is going to go in here at the top. Okay, so let me just get some glue. You can use any glue for this, but I'm going to use the glue stick again. Because once it's in there, it'll stay because it's tight. So I'm putting this in. You can put any image in there you want. I just love this one. And just slide it so that it gets in there. And it should fit really well. Just keep sliding it until it fits in there the way you want it. Okay? And that's it for that part. Now let me do the bottom and I'll show you what I'm going to put on top of there. So again, I could, well, I think I'll put it on the metal. It's easier to manipulate, you know, than putting it on here and then trying to get it in there right. There. Can't remember which way this goes. It goes this way. Does it? No, it goes this way. So this fits right in that corner. And I'm just going to tap it down. And push it down. And then I've got both my linings in there. And those were on, you don't have to put those on newsprint. You can print it on anything. I just like, you know, the newsprint. It matches the outside. Just looks good. I'm going to just, you can use a fingernail file for this if you have one, which I'll have to go after, but just scrape it this way with your fingernail file. Make sure it's nice and dry before you do that, okay? And then I have, where's my image? Oh, this is my image for the inside, and that's on newsprint as well. It's on a big sheet, and I just cut her out of the sheet. That's the size, I printed the size. I printed the page at full size, and she happens to fit perfectly right there. So I'm just going to, no, I'm going to stick with this. I am going to stick with this. It's working well. Why change something if it, if it works? Don't change it. I think that's what the saying is. So, I mean, my other images never came up, so. And glue stick really works well with newsprint. So that is on newsprint. So I'm going to place that right there. Oh, she's beautiful. Sorry. And there's your top inside. Okay? And just, it's kind of nice with the newsprint because you can almost see through it. And it's very easy to work with for anything. Okay. And Sam, if you're watching, which you may be, thank you so much. I love this kit. And you've made it so easy to do this, for anybody. Even, somebody who's never made one of these, it's so easy. So now, okay, I've got my top, my bottom. What I thought I'd do is now I first printed them this size. I don't know why. I printed 2 to a page. I don't know why. I just thought that I needed to. So what I thought I'd do is put a couple in the bottom of this, like I have in the other one. And I'll use some Fabri-Tac, but I was looking for my scissors. Oh, I hear them because this isn't cut completely straight. But what I thought I'd do is glue a few of these down here. Like that. I'm not going to glue them now because I don't know which ones I'm going to use yet. But if you print 2 to a page, you can collage the top and the bottom. There's those. And there's this one. It kind of looks nice, I think. I'm not going to glue them down now. So that will be, your top when you open it. That will be your inside. You don't have to put those little ones in there. I'm just going to probably. And I don't know which ones yet because I have a whole sheet. So then you just simply, we'll have to put the topper on. So for the top, there we go. For the top, I chose her. And I've already glittered it. This is on typing paper, vintage typing paper, but you can do it on newsprint. It was actually an accident. It was in my printer when I printed. I forgot to add the newsprint. So you can use vintage typing paper if you have it, but it doesn't matter. You can use newsprint. I just didn't want to print it again. And this is the right size. And I'm pretty sure she was on a page as well. She was on a full page as well. So make sure your writing's going the right way. You don't want to put her upside down. And then just put some more glue here. And no, I haven't Mod Podged it yet because I'm going to Mod Podge it after I put her on. And it will probably, the Mod Podge will likely go through because it's so thin. And if you're using really thin paper or what have you. And I'm really glad that this was an accident. It was a very happy accident because I can see the wording. You probably can't in the camera, but I can see it. Oops. I can see it from where I am. And I'll hold it up closer in a moment. So that's it. How long has it been? Oh gosh, an hour. I'm so sorry. But once you're done, we'll take these out. You'll put your metal on. Here, I'll just use this one for now because I forgot to take out another one. And I have to remember because this is really special. You just take your metal or whatever you're going to use and take it and put it through that little knot. This is just a nice touch. You don't have to do this. I think it gives it a nice touch. And then you will, once you have all your cards on your sari, you'll just take it and place it in your box like this. And you'll be able to close it up. They'll fit in there. I know they'll fit in there because I've already had them in there. Just don't want to mess with it too much because it's not finished yet. And that's it. So that's your finished product. And then when you close it, you have this. Then you want to just take a very soft brush, very soft. I'm going to take this out just so that I don't get anything anywhere I don't want it. And take a very soft brush, close your box again, and then I should have shaken this up. So sorry, I can't believe it's been an hour. Well, I hope you were inspired in some way, and I hope you do make one. And thank you again, Sam, for a beautiful digital kit. I'm still planning on working with it. I have some great ideas for it. I'll wipe that off later. I'm so sorry. So you want to take your soft brush, dip it into your Mod Podge, not too much. That's actually a little bit too much. I'll take it off this side. And just kind of tap it on there. And brush it in one direction, and you only need one coat. If you want to do 2 coats, it's fine, but... And if it gets on your glitter glass, if you didn't glue it all the way down, stick the Mod Podge underneath there and just press it down. And it will stick. Because that's what Mod Podge is. It's glue. So, one direction. Just don't go back and forth, because you don't want the color that's in the digital to merge or anything like that. Okay? And I'm just doing a light coat, a very light coat. And I'm going to go underneath here because I can see I didn't get enough glue under there. But it's easier, for me anyway, to do it with a glue stick. And then, you know, if I've got any ends that need, you know, any parts that need a little bit more glue, just go under it with your Mod Podge and push it down with your brush. And don't worry about the Mod Podge getting on your glitter. It doesn't matter. Can even do your glitter afterwards. I just did mine before to save time. There we go. So that's it. I'll do the rest of the Mod Podging after. If you see any bubbles, just tap it down. They'll go away. It's newsprint. It won't wrinkle. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you like it. I love it. So, and it really does kind of bring it all out too. And those wrinkles will go away. I I promise. And let me just show you mine again. It's 2 years old, this past December 1st. And there you go. So there's with Sam's. And there's my one that I did with I don't know whose. And like I said, it's pretty old. 2 years anyway. So just keep going like I showed you with your sari and your holy cards or whatever you're going to use. Oh, if you don't have any holy metals, just take 2 of these size down wallet size ones and put them together like this. Oops. Oh dear. I'm going to put this aside. Put these together, glue them, and then put them on a bulb pin. Make sure they're the right ones, like, that they match up. And then just, you could put a bulb pin, whatever. You could use that, for this part here. You could do that. You could use one of these. These do come with little rings. I cut mine off yesterday if you watched the video. You could use a bezel and, cut out one of the faces. This is actually an angel, so it would work. So you could use a little bezel, or you could, do wallet size these down to 2 to a page, 5 by 7. And you've got little ones. So, you could put one of those on if you don't have any holy metals or what have you. So that's it. I am so sorry it took so long. I knew I shouldn't have videoed that. But I'm going to put it up anyway for those of you who might want to see it made and how I made it. All right, everybody. Until the next time, be well, be safe, and have a wonderful week ahead. I'll be back in the next video, and I do hope that you stop by. All right, everybody. Love you. God bless.